He was supposed to block.
How about the way this morning started? It was like a perfect Halloween morning, man. We had mist, we had music, we had the lights on. It was great. The kids, they practice hard. They, you know, I think they're really excited just about their opportunity to go out this week. Homecoming game at home. You know, we're wearing the new uniforms, which we don't want to be a distraction. So we're going to come out here tomorrow, put the helmets on, put the shoes on. I've had every kid go in and get fitted so we can, you know, it's exciting for them. It is. It's exciting for them, but we want to put the excitement away before we get to the Rose Bowl on Saturday night. So that's kind of our philosophy. It'll be neat to wear them, but and they're beautiful. They really are beautiful. But and they incorporate a lot of what UCLA is, the old numbers. You know, I went back and I was in the Hall of Fame, and I noticed that they have Kenny Washington's jersey hung up. It's Navy. I noticed that Jackie Robinson used to wear Navy when he played there, so we really are going way throwback, and it'll be good. But we want to kind of get it out of the way yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and then we can just make sure we're 100% focused on the game. So anyway, it was good practice. Good practice.
How much of a say did you have in those?
Those were decided on before I got here. Oh, okay. Yeah, those were already built when I got here, but they're very, very pretty. I mean, I hope people can appreciate that. I love our home uniform. I think it's the best uniform in the country, and we're not trying to be disrespectful at all to our heritage by wearing these. But if you think about it, we're going even further back than the Gary Beeben era. So besides the fact that the numbers are blue instead of gold, it's the same thing that Jackie Robinson wore. So it's not something that we'll do a lot. The kids get excited about it. It helps in recruiting, you know, but, you know, I feel very strongly that we never want to go too far away from what UCLA really is, and that's our beautiful, regular home uniforms. But I'm excited to see them. I think it'll be really pretty, night game, the whole deal. So.
What did you learn last week about dealing with that high-tempo offense?
You know, we thought we had seen a high-tempo offense every day out at practice, and Arizona State took it to a new level. And what they do is they come out and they run the same play over and over and over and over and over again. And you know, I think what we learned is that you can't waste time at the end of a play mulling around. You have to get back up and get focused in on the next play. And sometimes what happens to you is you play a play, and then you continue to play it in your mind. You know, what you did right, what you did wrong, what they're trying to do to you. And when you're going against a high-tempo offense, you got to shut it off right away and go right to the next play. Get lined up as quickly as you can so that you can make the minor adjustments you have to in your alignment in order to be prepared for the next snap. You know, so it's that time really from the end of the play to getting back to your position that's so critical. So we've got to do a really good job of that this week, because this offense is, I mean, they are frantic.
Did they take it to an even higher level?
They probably, yeah, they might, yeah. It's hard to tell on film. You watch a TV copy, you get a feel for it. And then this quarterback, his catch and release is amazing. How quickly he can catch the ball and get it out of his hand, you know. And this kid's something else now. I mean, boy, you know, I knew he was good, and I knew he'd been putting up good numbers, but over the last 2 days and just really studying the film, his accuracy on a quick catch the snap and throw the ball is uncanny. I mean, he puts it right where it's supposed to be, and he knows where to go with the football, which is so much a part of being a great quarterback, is understanding the coverage and knowing that every coverage has a weakness, finding that weakness, and then deliver the ball accurately and on time. And he just, I mean, I'm telling you what now, he is great at it. I'm not overstating when I say he's great at it.
Does he seem like kind of a harmonic convergence that this guy and Rich Rodriguez found each other?
It seems like it. You know, Rich loves to run this type of offense. He wants the ball out of his quarterback's hand quickly, good decision maker, and this kid can do all those things. Plus, you know, he can run. I mean, heck, he ran for over 100 yards last week. I mean, he's you know, I'm thinking about all the quarterbacks we've played, and I don't want to slight anybody, because I thought the kid last week was fantastic. You know, when we played the Oregon State kid, he played well. The young kid from Arizona or Utah is a good player. We've still got a couple really good ones to play, but to this point, he's probably the most impressive player on film that we're going to face, you know, at that position at this point.
You mentioned Matt Scott's ability to run last week against Taylor Kelly. You guys had a couple times where he was wrapped up and then got out of it. Is there anything that you guys can do differently?
Squeeze him tighter. Grab cloth. Get more bodies on him. You know, ensure the tackle. Move your feet. You know, things like that. The guy last week did a really nice job, I thought, of giving ground when we got close. And, you know, we'd get a hand on him and you'd think that you'd be able to grab the cloth and he would just bounce his body back. We did a fairly good job against him in terms of the run and containing him, but he still made some plays. You know, these offenses, they give you so many different looks and so many different options, and sometimes what happens is it slows down your rush a little bit, you know, and you get these quarterbacks like the kid we're playing this week and the kid we played last week, and you're not going to get to them every time. You know, they're not statuesque guys that just stand in the pocket and give you a target to hit. They're going to move constantly, and it's there's something, man. This kid this week he's a special player at this level.
So would you swap Hundley for him?
No.
just checking.
Yeah.
Has Melvin cleared to play?
Not yet cleared to play. He's practiced now 2 days in a row. He had the red jersey on again today, which means no contact, but he did everything. Tomorrow, pending some of the results of it, I think he's going to get an x-ray this afternoon. If that's clear, then we'll put him in the shoulder pads and the regular and turn it loose. But we want to make sure that he's completely healed. I mean, it doesn't make sense to put him out there if he's going to get re-injured. That's not fair to the kid. So we're going to make sure he's okay.
Is Goins going to be able to go?
Yeah, he's going to be fine. He'll do everything tomorrow in practice. You know, we've kind of given him some work, but not a ton, trying to let him recover a little bit, work the soreness out, but tomorrow he should do everything and he'll be good to go.
Can I look at the video? Because I can't see in practice. Can I look at the video?
I've seen you peeking over the wall.
Well, when I hear you yelling.
Yeah, we yelled a lot today. I got a headache. We were trying really hard today to mimic their tempo. It's impossible to do, you know, perfectly, but we were trying the best we could.
When an offense goes as up tempo as that, is there time to make a real defensive adjustment, like in terms of call or anything like that?
Oh yeah, you get new calls in, and you have to be able to adjust. You know, every coverage, every front has an adjustment based upon the formation that you see. You don't have time to make adjustments to what you're doing necessarily within that defense until you get to the sideline, but that's the same whether they're in a huddle or they're not in a huddle. You know, it's like that second drive last week. I think I mentioned it after the game against Arizona State when they just went 70 plays, boom, 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 running the same play. Is we had made an adjustment during the week where we were taking our outside linebacker and putting him in a 9 alignment and trying to squeeze the C gap with him. Well, it didn't work, and we couldn't get out of it because they were going so fast. So we had to wait till we got to the sideline, then we got it changed, and then we were good after that. But you know, that's football. It's every week they're going to give you something that you haven't seen, and hopefully you can adjust quick enough so that you have a chance to win the game. And every week you're going to hopefully give them something that they haven't seen as well.
Jonathan Franklin is 21 yards from beating the all-time UCLA rushing record. Is that what is that to the team? Does it matter? Or?
Well, I think it really matters. Yeah, I think it matters to this team. It's not something that I've heard anyone talk about. We haven't addressed it. Everyone knows it, though. You know, it's out there. And I think it's meaningful because of who it is. You know, because of the great person that he is, the great teammate he is, the great leader he is. I have no doubt in my mind that as soon as he breaks the record, whenever that is, that the first thing he'll do is pay homage to his offensive line and his receivers for blocking for him. You know, that's just the kind of man he is. But it's exciting. It'll be exciting to be a part of that whenever that happens.
Do you think there's any tension at this game for the players after last year's fight?
You know what, we haven't talked. I think that they're beyond that. I really do. You know, I saw it on TV. I obviously wasn't here. They haven't talked about it. I haven't heard anyone even mention it. You know, I think they've moved beyond it. I think they learned their lesson. I think that the conference was, you know, pretty direct in their punishments. I think they've learned their lesson. So, I don't think we have the type of team that's going to fall back into that. So, okay? Yeah, Big Cash is waiting for you.